Hey Falcon fans, I'm Mott. Welcome to Atlanta Falcons Today. It's a Monday. The Falcons are 0-2, and we need to break down the Bucs' big win. I mean, listen, it was a fun game, and I think Atlanta played well. We got to give me my top 5 reactions to the Falcons losing to the Bucs and falling to 0-2. The initial reaction here, again, I'm going to be a little more positive today, and I was very not positive with the Falcons after they got obliterated by Philadelphia. They looked unprepared. The offense didn't even score a touchdown. There were a lot of issues last week. 48-25 is a rough score to look at. But remember, it was 28-25 at one point, and Atlanta had plenty of chances to just throw in the towel and roll over and get waxed by the Tampa Bay Bucs, and I thought they played pretty darn well. Defensively, a lot of issues, but we got to remember that Bucs are a Super Bowl caliber team. Tom Brady's playing incredible. He has more touchdowns through the first 2 games than he has had ever in his career, and the Falcons secondary has massive issues, but I thought the offense showed us a lot of promise, and so I'm going to be a little bit more positive today, even though there's still plenty of things that we need to break down, including Matt Ryan's performance and the fact that this defense is, Dean Pease has got a lot of work because it's not working out, as they say, right now in Atlanta. We'll start with this. Grade the Falcons' Week 2 performance, A, B, C, D, F. I think I gave them, was it an F last week? Was it a D minus? I will give the Atlanta Falcons a B minus in this game, which is probably the most generous B minus ever in a loss, but the improvement from Week 1 to Week 2 was there, and I'm hoping now, first week I was like, Atlanta might not win a game, and now it's like Atlanta's going to win some games and they're going to be just fine. So give me your grade down below right now in the comments section. And we'll expound on that. To start off with my big takeaways is that the Falcons showed a lot of improvement. And the improvement really came offensively against a very good Bucs team. Yes, Matt Ryan was still running for his life. Get used to it. It's going to happen here for the next couple of weeks. They're playing some good pass rushers. The Giants will play Washington. But Matt Ryan still played very well and found the end zone twice. The interceptions or whatever. We can sit here back and say, oh, Matt Ryan, threw some bad interceptions. A couple of them were tipped. It was garbage time. He's forcing the football down the field. I'm not going to sit here and blame Matt Ryan and say it was a terrible performance. But I think that the Matt Ryan haters didn't have a very good day because Matt had this team ready to actually pull off the upset against a much better football team. That's the point today, is that Tampa Bay is a much better football team, and even though they still got shredded defensively, the improvement offensively to me was a bright spot for the Atlanta Falcons because now we at least have hope. When you play a much lesser team like the Giants next week, you can score 25 points and win. I think they're going to be capable of that. Plus, we have to give credit to where credit is due. The defense made some decent stops and got some pressure on Tom Brady. They were unable to do that in Week 1, and so, again, there was some improvement. We have to acknowledge it, even though they did lose. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because they can get their first win against the Giants here very, very soon on Sunday on the road. I'm predicting them to win that game already, so subscribe for plenty of more videos upcoming, and we'll also do a mailbag video later on this week. So be subscribed. More subscribers we get, the more videos we can do. Come join the channel, help us grow, hit the red subscribe button. We have to say this, the Bucs are a really good football team. And I know that we want to talk about doom and gloom and want to be upset today, but Tampa Bay is really good. If you had lost to the Giants with this score, then we could actually have a discussion how bad is Atlanta. But from what we saw, to me, it's very clear that Week 1, Falcons unprepared. And there's no excuse for that, but they were, right? Philadelphia's a decent football team. They lost on Sunday, but still looked pretty good against the 49ers. We'll chalk that one up to being unprepared. We'll chalk this one up to being completely outmatched in terms of overall talent because the Bucs are a fantastic football team. We got to remember, Tom Brady, 5 touchdown passes. The secondary has got to be better, and secondary was getting absolutely obliterated, but Tom Brady is a great quarterback. He has plenty of options, plenty of weapons. This is a Super Bowl caliber team that is going to struggle to find losses on their record. And so, again, I'm not going to freak out or panic here because the Bucs are a really good football team. I think this coming Sunday, really the next 3 weeks, when you take on the Giants, you take on Washington, you take on the Jets, that is the real test to see, okay, are the Falcons going to be a top 10 draft pick team, or can they get to 7, 8, or 9 wins? That's going to be the real discussion as they play against some more mediocre teams versus the unpreparedness in Week 1 and then the Super Bowl champs defending, of course, in Tom Brady and the Bucs. Credit to Brady. The guy's he's unbelievable at the age that he's at 44 years old, throwing 5 touchdown passes in a game. It's insane. Now, Falcons still are 0-2. And so most 0-2 teams, 8% chance, 8% of the 0-2 teams since the merger have actually gone to the playoffs. So not looking good. What's your panic level right now for the Falcons after the 0-2 start? That's my question right now. Scale 1 to 10. My panic level is at a 7. Because obviously 0-2 is not a good start, but if they win on Sunday, the panic level will come down big time against the Giants. Give me your panic level for the Falcons, though, down below right now. Scale from about 1 being I'm not panicked at all, and 10 being absolute, DEFCON 1, launch the nukes, we're in a lot of trouble. Give me your thoughts down below. Okay, another thing I liked from Sunday, and we'll be positive on today's video, is that they finally got the playmakers involved. In what was a very disappointing offensive performance by Week 1, where you just basically saw Cordell Patterson. Kyle Pitts did nothing last week. He was really good in this game. He looked like the 4th overall draft pick. pick. He looked like a future star at tight end. 5 catches, 6 targets, 73 yards. A great catch on that early or that late pass down on the Falcons side of the field. I want to give him more touches though. Like I think 6 targets is not enough. Now I love what I saw, but I think he needs to be around the 10 target range because this kid is just that special, and it seems like he can get open, and when he catches the ball, he flies, and he's hard to bring down. I liked what I saw from Kyle Pitts, and I like the game plan in order to get him the football. That needs to happen more often. I want to see the targets continue to go ahead and move up. Also, Calvin Ridley, it's good to see him get some targets. I said before, he needs to be at 10 catches a game. He had 10 targets, 7 catches, 63 yards, and that touchdown catch. He looked like the number 1 wide receiver we expected him to. Philadelphia did a good job bracketing him in coverage there in week 1 and really held him to, 5-6 catches for essentially 0 yards. I mean, he did very little last week. So this was good to see that they were getting their playmakers involved. Atlanta, for all their flaws, do have playmakers, and they do have ability to go and stretch the football field and spread you out and hit, Ridley and Gage and now Patterson and Mike Davis and Kyle Pitts. So it was good to see them get players involved. And I'll continue to say that I was wrong about Cordell Patterson. I thought he was going to be a gimmicky guy who wouldn't be a true running back. He's the best running back on this roster, and getting the football out of the backfield is, they don't call him lightning electric for nothing. He is absolutely a flash, I should say. He's fantastic. I want to see more of Cordell Patterson, but I love the fact that they're getting the playmakers involved. That is the whole point of this offense, and their only chance to win this year is if they score enough points to outscore the amount of points the defense is going to give up. Unable to do it yesterday, but at least we saw some improvement in that category. Before we get into the main flaw of the game yesterday, be sure to check out our friends at BetUS and your chance to bet on all and every sporting event essentially coming up next couple of months here. Chatsports.com/BetFalcons. Promo code is Falcons125. Get that 125% deposit bonus whenever you first sign up. Turns your $100 deposit into $225, which you can bet on the Falcons. The Braves still have a very narrow lead in the National League East. Atlanta United is going to be like the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. They're looking great in the MLS. A big win a couple of days ago. Get in on the betting game. If you've never done it before, chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Falcons125. Get your deposit in and get that deposit bonus. Sign up today. Okay, the big problem yesterday is that the secondary is an extreme weak spot. They were benching players, they're moving players around. This is the biggest real issue I think Atlanta has going forward, is that when they play teams with the talent on the outside, Antonio Brown and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Gronk, they cannot hold their own, and it kind of makes you sit back and go, I really wish they had drafted Patrick Surtain or J.C. Horn. I think that would have greatly improved their chances of being a better secondary, and can see where they're going to go in next year's draft. It's very clear they need to go ahead and improve the secondary. A.J. Terrell was out with a head injury in the third quarter. He was getting kind of beat up a little bit. It wasn't a great day by A.J. Terrell. I haven't necessarily loved what I've seen so far from him in the first 2 weeks. I thought he would be a lot more improved. Still plenty of time, but it definitely something to keep an eye on here is if Terrell is out, then, they are very thin at cornerback, and so the hope is he'll be good to go coming back from a possible concussion, not confirmed yet, next week against the Giants. Final takeaway, and again, I'm being very positive, and a lot of you guys might not like that, but I can't help it based on what I saw on Sunday, that the schedule is about to ease up. If you look at the next 4 games for the Atlanta Falcons, it is very, very possible they could be 4-2 by the end of this month. And I'm being serious. At the Giants are not a very good football team. If they lose to the Giants, then we'll be 0-3 and we'll have some real issues. But they can be the Giants. Washington is a good defense. Their offense is nothing special. That Giant-Washington Thursday night game was very revealing to how bad both those football teams are. The Jets are an absolute dumpster fire. They're not going to be good this year. Zach Wilson threw 4 interceptions yesterday and might have been seeing some ghosts out there, as they say. Hint, Sam Darnold. And the Dolphins, they lost Tua in I think it was a rib injury. But even with Tua out there, the Dolphins' offense is a nothing burger, and their defense got really, really beat up by the Buffalo Bills yesterday. And so those are 4 bad football teams. None of these teams are going to be playoff teams. If you can go on a run here and win 3 of the next 4 and be 3-3 through 6, that would be a vast improvement over what we've seen over the first 6 games over the past couple of years. And so I will be positive, even though Tampa Bay is clearly going to win this division. Carolina, to me, is good, but they're probably going to be a wild card, maybe 8-9 win football team. The Saints came back down to earth yesterday, and I had said that I'm not buying the Saints, and Jameis Winston looked trash as they got waxed by Carolina down there at Citizen Bank Stadium. I think Citizen Bank is the name, whatever the Panthers play. So the Falcons are 0-2, but this can easily be turned around quickly here if they start to get to some wins. And so that's where we go ahead and look forward to next week's matchup against a rested Giants team. They're going to get 10 days with the Thursday game into the start of week 2, but it's not a very good Giants team, and I think that offensively, Atlanta has some real chances to expose this Giant defense, and if they continue to build on what we saw today and give you a performance similar to what we saw yesterday, then they have a chance to go ahead and win this one. Give me your prediction, though. Give me who you have in this one coming up on Sunday, Atlanta or the Giants. Type ATL2B for the Falcons or type NYG for the New York Football Giants. Ultimate for Jay here on our Atlanta Falcons Today breakdown recap video from the loss yesterday. It was 48-25, but if you watch the game, I think you can be as positive as I am, because what else are we going to do? We're 0-2. You got to figure things out. Hopefully Atlanta's able to do that. We will go ahead and cover it all in the next couple of days, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I'm Thomas Mott, Ultimate for Today, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.